Hello guys, and welcome back to attempt number 2 of rebuilding this interior. We tried to do it the other day, but this foam underneath was holding in a little water still, so we left that out. So I got nice and dried up. We aren't getting any now, which is perfect. We can start building this thing back up. So what we're gonna do is, it's a little dark in here, but I'll get that carpet put in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly build it up layer by layer. We'll take a little break from the time lapse, and we will kind of explain what we did, where everything is, what's important, and yeah, we'll just jump right into it. So we got all the carpet in, and we got it vacuumed. There's a couple spots that I'm going to try to scrub out just to get it as clean as possible. A little bit of a OCD. As you can tell, there's parts everywhere on my workbench, parts everywhere in my garage. Come on, Nick, on my parts. Seats, center console, parts over there. So we need to get this tidied up, and then step 1 in doing that is getting this all back together. So let's keep going. Just a little tip of the trade here. When you're putting an interior completely back together as far as carpets and whatnot, always make sure that when you have little cutouts in the carpet like this or like this for this harness, always double check that you didn't forget a harness routing, or the air ducts that come through, or whatever the case may be, because if you do forget them, it's a pain, because you won't know until you go to put the seat in and this connection is missing, and then you have to start all over, take everything out, or kind of lay in an awkward position underneath the seat and fish it out. It's just easier to double check as you're going to make sure that all your little cutouts, because they are there for a reason, whether or not your car has that option in particular, because you're not always going to need those cutouts, but it's easier to manufacture a single part with all the cutouts than it is to do a bunch of different runs or a bunch of different patterns in the carpet for each individual car. That's just not cost effective. So make sure you do that. Another tip when reassembling, always go bottom up, inside out. So start with your carpets and then make it easy on yourself, work inside out. So next we're gonna go on to the center console. Get that center console all put back together, and then we'll go move on to the seats, so that we're not trying to fumble over the seats, fumble over, whatever. Make it as easy as possible for us. Guys, another little tip of the trade here. It's hard to see. Let me grab a little flashlight. So this screw right here is screwed through this decor piece, center stack. This hole is much smaller than the hole you have down here. That basically is an indication that you should always screw the smaller first, because that helps give it location. Because if you screw this one and it's all the way at the end, you're going to put this whole system in a bind, and you really don't want to do that. Probably not a big deal if you do, but just kind of a food for thought as you go through. It just kind of gives you a glimpse into the engineering of it, you know, assembly sequence and that sort of thing. I'm really big into that sort of stuff because I do it on a regular basis for my regular day-to-day job. So those are things that I notice, I pay attention to, and may not mean so much for this part, but it may be a little more important for other things, like maybe a suspension component, or how the whole front end system is mounted so that you get good gaps and such. So just something to keep an eye on. Not overly important for smaller pieces like this. Just thought I'd point that out to you guys. Alright guys, we have basically the entire center console all assembled, and that wasn't too bad. The only thing that I seem to have misplaced so far are the little pieces that go inside of here. It's just one in the back, it looks like, but it'll turn up once we start clearing some of these parts out that are still here. I'm going to do all the trim pieces last, to avoid marking them up when I go to put the seats in. So basically, next we are going to install the rear seats and then the front seats. Actually, I may start with, I may just throw the driver's seat in, just in case I have trouble getting it past the steering wheel, and then we'll jump to the back, and then from there we will jump back to the fronts to bolt them down. I just will need to find the tightening sequence, or the torque spec for all of our bolts here, seeing how they are safety critical bolts. Yeah, so let's get those seats in. We are actually going to end on that, guys. We're going to turn this interior rebuild into a two-parter. We're going to finish part 2 with seats and all the rest of the trim, and hopefully we will by then have the rest of this instrument panel. Took the cluster out because it's not getting any reading, so we will see how that goes. But thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and leave a comment. Like I said, I'm still working on my editing and whatnot, so bear with me. But yeah, stay tuned, and we will have lots more on the Volvo. Hopefully we sell that Fusion soon, and then after that, hopefully we got some great new projects for you. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one.